What is going on? I hope and pray that you are doing phenomenal. So, I'm excited to be doing this video with you because I'm going to be sharing with you three things that can pretty much guarantee your success as a new real estate investor, specifically if you're a wholesaler real estate investor. Yes, if you have these three things, I think I'm 99.9% sure I can guarantee your success if you incorporate these three things. So you're definitely going to want to stay tuned, right? Now, please like, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. All right. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video here. One thing that I've come to realize, especially with new real estate investors, there's three things that many new investors are missing and lacking when it comes to getting deals done and getting them done consistently. And so if you have these, again, it's going to guarantee your success. And number one being volume. I'm going to explain all of these, okay? So when I got started, I was doing cold calling, and I actually still cold call till this very day in 2025. It's an old school method. It works, right? But when it comes to volume, you have to be able to call and have tons of conversations with sellers. When I say tons, let's say, for example, I may have anywhere between 90 to 95 conversations before we get a closed deal, money in the bank. That's what I mean when I say volume, okay? And what ends up happening, I see it time after time after time again, is where you'll get a new investor and they're going to cold call, let's say, for example, and they talk to 40 or 50 people. And those 40 or 50 people are going to tell them, nope, not interested in selling my house. Well, guess what? When you've heard 40 no's or not right now, it really starts to discourage you, for a lack of better words, right? You really start to get beat down, and then you really start thinking in your head or in your mind, hey, maybe this doesn't work for me. Maybe it only works for those guys on YouTube or for Clifford or whoever, right? And that is simply not the case. If you have volume, if you talk to enough people, you are going to get deals and you're going to get deals consistently, okay? So you have to have volume. And listen, that doesn't just mean with cold calling. It doesn't matter what form of marketing that you use, because I can do something like a PPL, pay per lead. That is a very hot marketing element right now in this climate that we're in. And so you hear everybody buzzing about it, talking about it. Well, guess what? I do PPL. It's still going to take anywhere from 10 to 20 leads to close on those leads. It doesn't matter. You're not going to call two or three people and they're ready to go. All right. It takes volume. Do not let anybody tell you anything different. I promise you it does. And this applies to any of the marketing strategies. All right. So we got that down. Number one is volume. Number two is consistency. Okay. So we have volume and we have consistency, right? When you are reaching out to these sellers, if you call 10 people today and then you don't call another 10 people for a month from now, like, you have no level of consistency there. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you're consistent on calling once a month. I don't know. Well, we're going to have to shorten that consistency gap, right? There's too much lag in between sessions. I don't even know if that's the right word, but I pray that I'm making sense and this is registering to you. You have to have consistency, okay, in what you're doing. Uh, I remember a point when I was putting out bandit signs, and I was putting out 300 bandit signs every single week. Okay. every single week for months and months and months. All right. And so it's funny when I hear a new investor say, "Oh, I ordered 50 bandit signs." I literally have a picture of them loading up pallets of bandit signs into my pickup truck. All right. So that lets you know the level of volume that I was doing on top of the consistency. I was putting them out every single week with no breaks. Okay. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, number 3 is going to be follow up. So we have volume, we have consistency, and then thirdly, we have follow up. It is actually very, very rare that I have a one call close. It's very rare. Okay. What I mean by that is I'm not going to call a seller on the very first call and they're going to sell me their house at 70% of the ARV ready to go. I actually have to build trust and likability with these sellers, and that takes follow up. Many people are unwilling to do the follow up. This is where, even if you have the volume and the consistency, but to get deals closed consistently requires follow up as well. Okay. So you need to have a CRM that allows you to do that. All right. And then everybody that you talk to is not going to be ready to sell at this time. All right. So especially for me, like we reach out to a lot of probate inherited properties. And so that means that the family inherited this house. Okay? They lost a loved one. And so sometimes the family needs a month or two to figure out things, to see what they want to do with the property exactly before they decide to move forward. So that's why follow up is extremely important. Actually, on PPL, since that's such a hot market right now, and it seems like there's a lot of buzz around it, just because people filled out a form saying they're interested in an offer doesn't necessarily mean that they're interested right now today, ready to close. There have actually been several deals from PPL leads that we have that we closed, 3, 4, 5 months down the line just from consistent follow up. Follow up is everything in this industry. Okay, everything. And I think that when you have these 3 things in place, they will guarantee you success in closing deals. I'm telling you, I truly believe that. And you need to ask yourself, do I have this going on right now? If you're somebody that's struggling with getting deals done and closed, ask yourself this: volume, consistency, and follow up. Am I doing these 3 things? I can almost guarantee you if you're not closing deals, it's because there's a break in one of those chains. Actually, put in the comments below if you're open to it that, hey, no, Clifford, I don't have those 3 things in place. Or maybe you do. Let me know in the comments, right? And let me know if you agree with me, if you think I'm right when it comes to these. But see what you're doing, make sure you have those things, and watch you start closing deals. All right, y'all. I'll see you on the next one.